Hey everyone, Donny here, live online Wednesday morning Innovation Fika, 9:30 actually, new time for my Innovation Fika, 9:30 every Wednesday morning, and live here. I can see I am live on, there we go, I'm live on YouTube, and I am also live on, to be live on, there we go. We are now live on LinkedIn as well. Awesome. And as you come online, please just pop your name in the comments and say who you are and where you're visiting from, and we can get the chat started. Today, I thought we could talk about. See, I can't even talk about it. Today, we're talking about how to restart a day that starts really badly. So, I want your suggestions as well of how do you start days that start really badly. I mean, today, and this is actually the reason I'm talking about this today is specifically that today was one of those days. We've come in, you're a couple of hours into the day, and you feel, you know what, I should just go back to bed, reset my clock, press Control Alt Delete on my life, and then reboot the whole thing. And alarm rings, get up, and then redo the whole thing and see things going better. Because today was one of those days when I don't know. I mean, it started bad, and not a bad. And the bad is and bad is the wrong word. It just started in, just things just don't work out. So I actually woke up before the alarm. I didn't know what time it was, so I went off and I went to the toilet, and then of course when I was in the toilet, my alarm rang because I'd gotten up like 3 minutes before my alarm. So of course I ended up having to rush out of the toilet and turn the alarm off so I didn't have to wake up the rest of the house. Chaos, and that sort of got me completely out of sync. And then I was going to try and get going and get my things together. And in the mornings, I usually just get up, I go to the bathroom, just clean up very quickly, and I get my gear on, and then I leave and I go to the gym. That's like my every morning thing, right? So being out of sync, I just sort of pulled, when you run through the closet and like clothes stick to you on the way through, and you come out sort of, oh, what am I wearing? Kind of like that. So I come out the other end and then leave the house, and I realize I've forgotten half of my stuff, the keys, I'm back in again, and then think, okay, this should be good, and then off, and then away, and then of course Wednesday mornings I also give a fitness class. I give a spinning class, so that was not the best day for that. So now I'm getting my bike, and then it's every small little thing in itself isn't a big thing, but in the end, when 10, 20, 30 of those small things happen, in one after the other, in the end you start going, oh, for Christ's sake, what is this? What's going wrong with this day? The bike like gets stuck in the door getting out, and the elevator, I miss the elevator, and somebody gets it from the fifth floor, and I come out, and then and usually when I'm when I'm cycling through traffic, it's like kind of this flow, you see when people are coming, and you either brake or you speed up, and everybody does the same thing, and there's this sort of dancing kind of flow, and you just make it work. But today was like everything was out of sync. I came too late into the crossings, or I had a red lights in every crossing, or everything was just sort of off, when you're kind of off key. And they just kept continuing, and same thing, the class and the app kept crashing, but it was okay. I powered through, and I just made it work. So this is why today I was just thinking about, I'd like to tap into your ideas and suggestions as well, and that's why I want you to start commenting here on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. So what's your best tips for getting things restarted when they just don't work? I mean, for me, it's about just taking a step back and doing the 1 minute meditation thing, just breathing, getting back into some kind of focus, and then also realizing that, okay, I'm in a day, in a situation, maybe in a mood, maybe I'm a bit too tired. Last night was really hectic here at KTH Innovation with the big Collide event. 700 visitors last night here at KTH Innovation. Crazy. So maybe a bit tired and a bit out of sync. So make sure to choose to not do overcomplicated things that will need all of your concentration and all of your, hand-eye coordination as well. Just take it easy and try and sort of reshuffle the day. So, go through it. And then slowly but surely, I sort of nudge myself back into sync. And usually through halfway through the day, everything starts working again. And then I get into a flow again. But it's really annoying when you get into these sort of kind of off key, slightly out of sync thing, like windshield wipers that aren't really in sync with the music, which is kind of annoying. Stuff like that. So, I mean, anybody online, please feel free, jump in. By the way, comment and say who you are and where you're from as well, if nothing else. And we'll see who you are. And if you have any good tips for what you do when you get out of sync. My best tip, of course, as I said, is to one, stop. Realize that things are kind of askew, things are not really in sync, slightly off key. And then just sort of take a step back, breathe, give it a minute. Give it a minute, even if you are, especially, and this is something I learned under very stressful conditions in when I was, as you might know, I was an officer in the army for 10 years. And in that period, we had a number of severe stressful conditions. And even in a super stressful condition, you will benefit from taking, if it's even 10 seconds, if you have a minute, you take a minute. If you have 10 seconds, you take 10 seconds. But just mentally taking a step back, breathing, refocusing, and just trying to see what's in front of you. And very, very quickly going through a short sort of prioritization. What is actually important here? Am I actually doing the right thing in the right order? Or am I just sort of rushing through things? And just because, the old army saying, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Slowing down and going smooth in the end makes you faster. So taking a step back, breathing. What is actually, am I doing the right thing here? Because it's super easy to just do stuff, especially when you're stressed. You sort of rush into things, and the more panicked you get, the more stressed you get, the more you just try doing stuff, and everything is in a hurry. So stop. What is the most important thing to do? And that's, for me, it's like 5 to 10 seconds, just focusing and then restarting slowly, taking something up and just starting doing something, doing the right thing in the right way as well, of course. And then slowly you start working your way up to speed with a better feeling of, I'm doing the right thing. Now I can speed up and now I can go at it again. As a leader, that is a super important thing to practice, because especially when people are running out and panicking around you and everybody's sort of in a panic and they don't know where to go, the last thing they need is you to start panicking as well. You can be forceful, you can exert high volume speech, but you do not panic. You can show that there's a sense of urgency, but showing a sense of urgency isn't the same thing as panicking. So, you need to find your zone, right? And then you start moving. And I try and do the same thing when I'm having, sometimes now and then, I have like these off-key days, like today, like this morning. And of course, it's also about don't fret the details, don't worry about it. It's like, you get irritated, you get annoyed, the door closed in front of you, you got another red light, but hey, you know what? It's just a door. It's just a red light. Just forget about it. Don't work yourself up into a frenzy over stupid things that you can't, affect. You can't do anything about. Learn how to differ between things you can change and can't. And sometimes just realize that you're on the wrong end of things and just go, okay, cool. Today's my turn to be on that end of things, just the way it is. It's not going to get better by me getting all annoyed. It's not going to get better by me getting all sort of frustrated and worked up about it. Probably it's going to get worse. And I'm going to make things work by being frustrated and annoyed about it. So, you know what? I'll go the other way. Disconnect from that feeling and then come back into it with a new focus and, forget about the small things. So it's a red light. Hey, red lights happen. Don't worry. It's okay. So the door closed in front of you. Okay, well, fine. Then, or the bike got stuck. Well, untangle the bike. Just take it easy, cool down. Don't act like a 6-year-old. It's hard when it happens, but that's the way it is. So, and for me, that's sort of, and again, it's, and somewhere along the line, it's also about some kind of mental, just, just push through it. It's like, we need to get to the other side. It's tough. It's a damn nuisance. And yes, we can complain about it and we can bitch about it. Fine, go ahead, but don't stop. Push through it. And it's just, and then like when we're training and like and Monday nights I give fight classes, and they are like, we go at it all full on. It's like physical training, high level. People are, I mean, it's, and might sound strange, but it's like people go all the way, so they have to like sit down and they get like, oh my God, I feel faint. I'm going to sit down. Okay, cool. Go sit down, breathe. Don't worry about it. Really all in. But my key message to people is, go all in, fine. But when you're really, really tired, find, a level where you don't stop. If you have to sit down because you feel faint, then sit down. But find a level where you just are really exerting yourself. But even if you go slow, I mean, when you're doing burpees, like the end when we do burpees, right? Even if you just sort of more or less fall down on the floor and then stand up again and do a little skip and then fall down again, you're doing a burpee. Just don't stop. Just keep it going. Slow is good enough because then we have movement, we have momentum. As I said, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Slow down to speed up. And that's the same kind of message when it comes to these days that just start like, when you feel that everything is pitched against you, nothing seems to be working. And of course, on this day, no other day when you're feeling great about it, but on these days, you get all of the emails with were you hoping not to get. Everything from, oh, by the way, there's this bill that you haven't paid. And I said, well, where's and I get a reminder for a bill and I haven't even got the original bill first. So I'm going to get the reminder and they go, oh, somebody must have gotten lost. So, but you still only have 1 day to pay. And it's like, no, I don't have 1 day to pay because you didn't sell me the original bill. So could we, and then you have to sort of, instead of going super annoyed and starting screaming at people, which some people think is a really good negotiation tactics, just take a step back and go, okay, hang on, can we just outline the situation here? What's happened here? I have obviously not got this. You have obviously not sent that. Could we restart and get this going from, so just being level-headed. It takes practice, for me at least. It's taken practice to actually find a place in myself where I can actually take that step back. We practiced meditation a lot in the army as well. And then not maybe, the every morning 45-minute thing, but we practiced getting into the zone in like a minute or less. So finding a trigger so you can hit a calm spot like in 10 seconds. So you can always find 10 seconds in your day. You can always find 10 seconds to do like this micro couple of breaths, refocus, just give it a think. What's on my priority list? Am I doing the right things in the right order? Yes, I am. Okay, well, let's get back to that again. And then we're in it. So, I mean, that's kind of a super short awareness, mental awareness, and mindfulness exercise that I think is, personally, I think it's a really good thing to practice. I might have a hard time doing the 45-minute meditation sessions, but I do them as well. But for me, finding these like short micro sort of sessions is really, really useful as well in my day, because I usually have really stressful days. Not stressful, but very full days. And that's another thing. I mean, people say, "Oh my God, are you stressed?" And I say, "No, I'm not stressed. I've got very much to do, but I'm not stressed, because far as I can see it, I will have time to do what I have time to do, and what I don't have time to do, I won't have time to do, and it won't be done." So for me, it's all about prioritizing. What am I going to have time to do? And then realizing that I won't have time to do what I don't have time to do, which again sounds super, super, banal, but that's the way it is. And not fretting about stuff that I don't have time to do, and just realizing, won't have time to do that. It's just the way it is. And as long as you feel that you've prioritized and you're doing the right thing, that's okay. The bad part is, of course, when you just go through the day and you're just overloading yourself with doing things without prioritizing and without actually doing what is the most important things to do. And there's loads of ways of I mean, for me, again, I can only talk about myself. You have to find your own place and your own way of doing this. But for me, it's a lot about, I like in my Outlook, I have my inbox. My inbox is my to-do list. What is there is what I do. I don't do to-do lists because if I have things in two different places, I forget about one of them and I only do the other. So I have to have everything in one place. So everything is in my inbox. I send myself reminders. I send myself action points as emails. And then when some days when I feel that I have too much to do and there's too much in my day and I have like long list of things, then I just simply pick the actual things in my inbox that I'm going to focus on. Everything else I move over to a separate folder, and then I work through the things that I have to do. And when they are done, I can read and take everything back from the first folder and put them all back again. And that's sort of it's like super primitive way of sorting what I feel is important to do and what I feel can wait for later or tomorrow. And that's sort of, so it's, the 4 Ds: do, delete, defer, delegate, the 4 Ds of emailing. I kind of use that thing as well. So, it's all about, for me, at least, it's all about just, again, restarting, control alt delete a couple of times per day, and then hoping that the day will sort of, come into sync, align itself as we go along. I think that's all about I was going to say today. So a short innovation fika, a very short coffee break today, 20 minutes. I hope somebody out there will feel this is a beneficial one. Personally, it means a lot to me to be able to find these short times of, just resetting, just going aside, maybe even, go lock yourself in the restroom for 2 minutes and just be by yourself, with everything, the crowd like that. And then you come out and go at it again. Everybody needs to find their own way of doing this, but it's important to find your own way of doing that, especially if you are in any kind of managerial or leading position. Don't forget, nobody is benefited by you panicking when they are panicking. Don't let them get you into a panic. They need you to be level-headed. You have to be able to show a sense of urgency. So don't marginalize their feelings. If they're feeling panic, then it's, for them, it's very important. So respect that. Don't marginalize it. Don't be condescending, but understand where they're coming from. Listen to what they're saying, but be a more level-headed person, and help them and everybody else around them to move forward. And don't forget, slow means, in the end, fast, getting things done. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So slow down to speed up. With that, I will say thank you very much, and I will see you next week, 9:30 a.m. Swedish. Take care. Innovation Fika.